Are you going to share the screen at least? Am I going to see the screen?
Is the screen not shared?
No, not
my
in
bad.
Zoom. Not in Zoom. Just looking at your nice little picture there. Whoa, there we go. Big screen.
Is that better?
That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, bro. I live to serve.
So why aren't your camera on in Zoom? You just don't. It's like saving you
because
band?
if I use Bandicam, I can't use two programs for the same camera. But maybe I can. Hang on a second. Maybe I can trick this.
No, don't
shit.
worry about it.
No, it's all right. Here, I'll just use my computer camera. We'll see. It won't let me do that either.
Yeah, don't worry about it, dude. As long as it's working, I can go without seeing you. There's that dude right there, dude, that singer. There's that stupid singer dude. I should be him for Halloween.
Where? Who? Where? What? Who? This guy?
Yeah. Don't click it.
I'm not going to click it. Don't worry.
Good. I don't want that.
It's not going to be clicked at all.
He says, people in the industry give me blank stares when I brush off $8 million deals because I'm not going to be who I am.
What was the song line? Tell me the song line again.
I'm sick and tired of buying fat people Fudge Rounds or something like that. People on welfare being 300 pounds and 5'5". You shouldn't be getting Fudge Rounds on me.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Oh, wow. Oh, God, society. Such a shame. It's the GeekZip podcast. Ryan Zip coming at you from the Zip Cave. Christian is still at the Lewis Lake House up in New York State, and we are here for another adventure. Christian, how you doing up there, buddy?
Oh, you got your video working.
I do. I told you, dude, I live to serve, okay?
I wasn't looking. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at the screen.
So
Awesome.
as our loyal listeners and loyal viewers of our video feed know, we had some issues last week with your video feed. Totally my fault.
It wasn't the best picture anyway.
No, it wasn't very good, and that's why I was like, it's all right. We use the image.
I got better lighting this time.
But it was a really good episode, and it's always enjoyable to talk. What have you been doing up there with the lake? Have you been out on the lake? Are you doing any lake activities?
I got my toes in it the other day. My sock got wet. It felt gross.
So there's no boats, there's no fishing.
If you wanted to, you could do that.
There's none of that stuff.
There's kayaks and canoes. It's been pretty rough lately, but
yeah.
My brother and his daughter went and got in it up to their waists or so.
Yeah, you didn't want to join?
No, it's kind of different. Since due to erosion, you can't get on the beach in front of our cottage anymore. It's not like a smooth, rocky beach.
It's like a cliff.
As dumb as that sounds. Yeah, it's more like a cliff. Like they got big blocks there to hold the shore up.
Yeah.
So you have to walk all the way down to the end of camp to get on into the water. So I'm like,
how far is that?
I don't know, block and a half, maybe just a block. I don't know, dude. It's too far for me. I don't want to be walking around in my swim trunks and wet and cold after coming out of the lake.
I see we still have a lot of work to do with you, brother.
I guess.
A lot of work.
It's nice when I used to be able to just walk out, go down, and get in the water.
Well, that's because you were in shape. You could breathe okay.
The beach. It's not just the proximity of the beach to the house.
So you're saying it used to be right up to the house, and now because of erosion, it is no longer that way.
Yes, the beach is gone. There's just like big, huge stones now holding what's left of the shoreline up.
Are they like jagged stones? You can't like step on them to get in the water or anything like that?
No, they're big, like stone cubes.
Okay, but there might be shit down in them. Is that the kind of deal?
They make it more like a more perilous to get into the water. They're not a very good water entry, like walking in through like the sand or the shallows.
Do you guys not have a dock? Like
there's a dock in the
pier?
There's a dock in the lagoon, but it's not.
Dock in the lagoon. You're gonna take some pictures of this place. I have no idea what it looks like. Never been there. I was a very loud kid, so understandably, and we've talked about it. Christian never invited me up to the lake house when we were younger because I was really loud and obnoxious as a kid. So I've never had the pleasure.
It's a Christian camp. You can't even
and
listen
I
to
swore,
this podcast up
right?
there.
Yeah, I swore a lot. So he's like, I'm not taking fucking Zip up there. So anyway, what have you been doing this week? If you haven't been,
They used to have on their rules up here, dude. It was printed out, no dancing.
Oh, see, that's no good because I dance everywhere I go.
I don't know what happened. I wonder if Kevin Bacon came up here and showed him what's up, dude.
John Lithgow moved in. He's now a resident. He's preaching. All right. Well, what have you been doing?
I'm watching the Pirates movies.
That's what you told me. Pirates of the Caribbean
fourth
films.
one. I got one more to go, I think.
I guess there's a new, I don't know if it's a documentary or a news special or whatever on Netflix about the trial. Have you seen that?
Oh, Johnny and Amber, yeah.
Johnny and Amber trial. I'm very excited. I was totally engrossed in that trial. I pretty much watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
It's fascinating. So I'm very excited to watch that. What else? So you watch, did you watch all the pirate movies?
Yeah, and Netflix has Pope's Exorcist. I watched that.
I saw that last night. I know. I'm so excited. Because Kush and I,
it was a good Exorcist movie.
I liked it. Yeah, I'd seen it on. Maybe I went to the theater and saw it. I don't know, but I'd seen it, and it was okay. It was okay. I like sure.
That kid was kind of funny though.
Yeah,
that demon voice.
Yeah, I mean, it had its goofy moments. I thought Russell Crowe, though. I mean, it's his best work in a while. But anyway, no, I was me and Kush,
I like the idea about like the church being behind the Inquisition for nefarious reasons.
Oh yeah, I loved every the insinuations in that film. I mean, even like in the beginning where they're like grilling him about the exorcism with the one he did in South America, like in the beginning of the movie.
When they shot that pig in the head, dude.
Yeah, and there's he locked out the psychiatrist from the room and shit, and it's like I said, it's a really good movie. I mean, it's like exorcism movies are hard to get. I think that's why The Exorcist is so great, because it was the first one to even come close, and I'm not even sure if it got it. But I mean, it's came the closest to what Catholics are afraid of.
Demon possession movie.
What Catholics assume to be would be a possession. That's awesome. What else? What else you been doing?
Started watching that Haunting of Bly Manor. I'd never seen that, and
that was that. Now that's Flanagan's Lame Duck, right? That's kind of
I think that one's a little rated higher than that other one. That not Midnight Mass, but like that.
Oh,
Midnight Club one.
Yeah, with the kids.
Club.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, I think you're right. For sure. Okay, gotcha.
But I just thought it'd be good to watch something spooky up here because I'm at it's like a little camp.
You're on a lake too. I mean, why didn't you should be watching Friday the 13th, I would think.
Well, the waves were good, so that's why I was watching Pirates. I was like, I could get out there on the lake, and there's a lot of shipwrecks out there on Lake Ontario and Lake Erie.
So I've gotten Kush completely obsessed with Supernatural, as I knew would happen.
Yeah.
It happens anytime anybody watches it from the start. You can't help but get engrossed in it. We wrapped up season 2, which, for our Supernatural fans out there, that's the scene in which Sam dies. Dean makes the deal for the year. And then season 3 is them trying to get him out of the deal. We all know how that ends. I don't want to spoil it because Kush is watching it.
I think that's one of the best seasons. That's usually where I start watching whenever I start a rewatch.
On 3?
Yeah.
I told her, see, me and you, man. See, I told her last night, I said, this is really the season where they really get it right. They get like the formula, and I mean, there's the funny episodes and so yeah, I completely agree with you 100%. Best season finale I think I've seen in a show ever, possibly, was season 3's finale. I just was glued to the television. Now that could be because I'd been watching the whole season or what have you or whatever. I have played the multiplayer, the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, Christian, that dropped on Friday.
That's cool.
The multiplayer game.
Is it on Game Pass or?
It's on Game Pass for free on Xbox One X is what I play as. Dark Knight Zip is my gaming handle. Dark Knight.
My brother's going to get a PlayStation 5 in September.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
He's going to play that Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Yeah, well, you talk about Spider-Man 2? That's the exclusive one. Yeah, he's talking about Spider-Man 2. That's awesome. I really want.
I think he said he wanted me to tell you he played Gotham Knights.
It's all right. I mean, like I said, it gets monotonous after a while. I mean, you become like. It's kind of like Red Dead Redemption. right? It's like you get tired of just building the house and doing the farm shit. You miss the adventures.
I've been trying a lot of old games that I have
yeah.
on Steam that I haven't played before.
Well, let me talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre first.
All right, I was just talking about games. You got me in the games.
The big
I wanted
beef.
to play some games.
I don't know if you know this or not, but the big beef with this new Texas Chainsaw game is people are saying that it's not scary enough. Now, I don't know what you can do. I mean, you're not going to scare me in a game, first of all.
They probably mean they want it darker. It's too light.
Again, it's very, very, very similar to Dead by Daylight. There's 4 players. I've only seen up to 3 members of the killers, the family, after you at a time. I don't know if it has the ability to do 4 or if 3 is the max.
I think it's 3.
I think it's 3. Yeah, because
have you been on the killing side?
I haven't been on the killing side yet. It's I always do quick match and just continue, and it just always puts me with the victims. I guess I'll have to actually.
Dude. I want to hear what it's like.
I know. Well, if it's anything like Dead by Daylight, the advantage is that the killer is first person and you are third person. That's the advantage. It seems to be like that. The killers seem to have that kind of view to where they can't really see on their bottom right, bottom left corners as well as the actual victims.
But there's more than one of them.
There's more than one of them, and the property is massive. I think they're kind of combining the properties from the remake and the original film because the underground part
is there only one? Is it only one level, or is there?
Well, I'll tell you now. I've only done probably in all. I say I did probably 15 rounds yesterday. Compiling the day, and the ones that I did, I was only at the house. You wake up, you're hanging upside down in the house basement. And, sound is the thing. So anything you do makes sound. So you have to do it slowly, right? I mean, just like Dead by Daylight, right? And so you wiggle your way off the hook or whatever. You're not hooked, supposedly, but you're already wounded, right? So that's part of the challenge of the game is that you're already taking fucking blood, right?
I just killed a wasp or something.
I was going to say, you seem to be totally... focused on something else, so maybe I should pause. Did you get it?
I got it.
Good,
We're good.
Good.
I heard what you were saying. Talking about how it's Dead by Daylight.
Yeah. And so there are, cracks in the wall that only you can wiggle through. The killers cannot. That's how you can easily outrun them. And they have to slash you several times versus the Friday the 13th or the Dead by Daylight where, once they grab you, that's it, you're dead. So there's actually a little bit of strategy involved because you could get away, heal yourself, and keep going. I have not escaped the fucking house yet. I got close last night. I was outside. I was by the back gate, and there's a couple characters from the family that I've never heard. Cassie and Johnny. I don't know where I guess they made these characters up for the game. I don't know. But anyway, that was really fun.
Bad guys?
Yeah, they're members of the family.
3?
Right.
Cool.
Well, right. So you got Grandpa is like this weird Orion type character. Like during the match, it'll be like Grandpa has awoken, don't move.
Yeah, you like give him blood or something.
The killers have to give him blood to like make him stronger and level him up so he hears more and more and knows where we are. And it works with outlines a lot of the ways that Dead by Daylight did. But it's a fun game. I'd recommend it. Definitely cool. And then I told you we were watching Supernatural. All right, we're running late. We need to get into the show. First of all, don't forget, support the show any way you can. Go to our Patreon account /GeekZip podcast for exclusive content. This week, we're going to be dropping our unboxing video of Mumra, the Super 7 premium action figure that I have not released yet, but recorded for some reason. Didn't release it.
Did you spell Podomatic yet?
Yes, I was just, thank you, Christian. I was just getting ready to say Podomatic.com, PODOMATIC.com /GeekZip podcast is our podcast homepage where you can find our social media links, our fundraising links, and everything related to the show. We always welcome any kind of support we can get. Our email address is geekzippodcast@gmail.com, and we are currently working on a website. Did I cover everything, Christian?
Yeah, and like, share, subscribe, comment. You know the drill. If you're on the internet,
know how it
that's
works.
what they all say.
That's what they all say, baby. All right, let's do it. First of all, we did have one passing last week. I did want to mention, because I actually watched several episodes of his show. Christian, as you know, I am a journalist and a journalism fan. So anytime
he sounded influential.
Very. I would compare him. Okay, we're talking about Michael Parkinson, the UK talk show host, who had a famous show in the 70s, early 80s, where he interviewed a number of stars. It was on the BBC. But he was English, and it was in Europe. It was called Parkinson was the name of the show. And he did it for a 1971 to 1982, and just hosted anybody and everybody that like the famous picture of Mel Gibson in the pink shirt. You know the meme of that. That's from Parkinson's show.
It also says he hosted it again from 1998.
They tried to do it again they did it again, but it didn't really have as much as that, first incarnation. Like there's clips and stuff of that first show on Facebook that I watched. It's fascinating. And he was a great interview. Just a legendary talk show host over in the UK. All our condolences. 88, Michael Parkinson passing away. Our condolences to his family, fans, and everybody that watched the show. Christian, you were actually the one to break this news to me, but you didn't share it to the goddamn Facebook page for some reason. You shared it to your personal page. Remind me to kick your ass when you get home.
Well, you were the one covering Comic-Con.
Always pawning it off. I love it. We made the cover of Rolling Stone. Well, kind of.
I don't know if the cover. That'd be pretty funny, but
I'm just kidding.
Cover of it.
I'm just kidding. We made Rolling Stone's website in the form of a story regarding the collaboration between Slipknot's Corey Taylor and the voice of SpongeBob SquarePants' Tom Kenny when they joined on stage Saturday night. Yes, in his band. When they joined on stage Saturday night during the Huntington Comic and Toy Convention to sing the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song, of clip which has now almost gone viral across the internet. Just really cool to be mentioned in Rolling Stone. I just thought, I think that's a big news. I don't know how often we're mentioned in Rolling Stone magazine.
It's good to get the Huntington Comic and Toy Convention news out there,
Yes, that too. And, obviously Maybe it's time to renew the Rolling Stone subscription.
It talked about Corey Taylor going on his solo tour and how on his acoustic sets, apparently he gets requested to play the SpongeBob song.
Is that right?
Which I guess apparently he learned it to sing with his kid or kids. And apparently it's one of his most requested songs at his acoustic set. So he was really excited to actually get to perform with the real SpongeBob and everybody.
It's really awesome, and newfound respect for Corey. Obviously, something he didn't have to do, did purely out of the fun of it, and the fact that he was with Tom Kenny. Who knows if that was planned the whole time? If it were me, I would have planned it the whole time. But it was still really a cool moment. And if you have a Rolling Stone subscription, you can read the story. But we do have the link to the story on our Facebook page if you want to check out more info. Man, Disney is just having a shitty year. They now face a costly lawsuit from their financing arm, TSG. Now, this is formerly 20th Century Fox, Christian. They kind of became Disney's financial backing arm when Disney bought the property or something.
Yeah, it says they invested billions. Something.
And TSG Entertainment is accusing Disney of using, quote, every trick in the Hollywood accounting playbook to short them hundreds of millions of dollars in connection with the investments made. And they made investments in films like Avatar, Way of the Water, and the new Little Mermaid film that just came out. The Disney live action.
That's why they say, don't mess with the mouse, dude.
Man, it's just money after money after money for Disney. They're just forking over millions of dollars by the day.
And they got the lawyer. They can pay for the lawyers.
Speaking of lawyers, let's talk about this story. And I know it's not really comic book or geek related.
Oh, boy.
But it was just something that was kind of crazy.
Entertainment news. That was a movie, dude. That's a big movie. Oscar winner.
I've never seen it. Didn't even want to see it. I was like, I don't want to see that shit. No, that's because
it's so cheesy.
That's not how life works, Bullock, and sure enough, I'm right. That's not how life works. They were his conservators.
You're like, I never bought into that lie.
I didn't buy it, and it was bullshit. No,
I called it from the beginning.
the bullshit side is what it should have been called.
He hit us on the blind side.
Look,
dude.
Here's the deal. Whatever happened in real life with those fucking people, I really could give a shit less. I'm happy the kid got a chance to, be more than he would have been in our fucked up system.
Dude, did you see he one of the reasons he was like suing them or mad about it was because they made him look stupid in the movie, and he said that affected his future job prospects because people saw that and were like, I ain't hiring
Come on. See, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like, if you have any blame in this situation for anybody that worked on that film, you're completely and utterly wrong.
Well, no, they're not mad at people about the film. He's like,
oh no,
family,
they're saying that Sandra Bullock should give her Oscar back for it.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, whatever.
Are you kidding me?
No, I mean, of course, people are going to say stupid stuff like that.
That's what I'm talking about.
This article's about.
That's not what this article about. This is the news article that sparked all the bullshit. Now they're all saying like they're blaming the film, like the film is in some way related to the reality and influencing it somehow. No, it was a movie about what was reported the reality of this kid's life. And, I don't know why I felt compelled to share it. Because it was just so fucking weird. And, like you said, if he said that shit, he's clearly after a fucking paycheck. Or whatever. I don't know what the fuck. Wasn't he a professional football player, for Christ's sake?
That's what the article said, yeah.
You can't fucking... anyway, whatever. And if the family did him wrong, that's fucked up too. But again, it's not really anything we cover. But I just thought it was interesting to cover it because, of the whole pop culture thing. Yeah. Go ahead. You thought it was funny?
I just thought it was funny. I was like, oh, man, that's terrible.
Gosh. It is terrible. It is terrible. You're right. All right, let's take care of our strike headlines from the past week. Yes, unfortunately, the Hollywood strike between the WGA and the AMPTP continues. However, this past Friday, the CEOs of major studios, including David Zaslav and Donna Langley of NBC Universal, Disney was in the house, and there were a lot of heavy executives that were supposedly supposed to have a call this past Friday, Christian, to discuss a path forward to ending the strike. Now, as we record here on Saturday, the 19th, no news came from Friday about the strike ending or any kind of negotiation deals or what have you. But it's now 108 days yesterday. So, no, that's not right. It's 108 days since August 17th, which was day before yesterday. So again, it's just this nonsense continues. It's cost hundreds and thousands of people at this point. It's affected them, I would think, whether you're a fan of film or whether you work there. The big thing that came from the strike that I thought was interesting to comment on was the Tron 3 director. God, I have such a hard time saying his name. Joachim Ronning. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no idea. It's got the O with the cross through it, which indicates a German name, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Swedish. I don't know.
Nordish. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He went on
Viking,
Instagram.
Dude.
I don't know.
He could be.
He could be. I don't know. He went on his Instagram and said this. I'll quote it directly. Today was supposed to be our first day of principal photography on Tron Ares. This is the third film in the Tron franchise from Disney. A movie subsequently about AI and what it means and takes to be human. Instead, we are shut down with over 150 people laid off. It's indefinite, which makes it exponentially harder for everyone.
It does. That it does.
He goes on to say, the AMPTP... Yeah, go ahead.
He's going to say, usually they can get these deals done all the time, but now all of a sudden we can't get a deal made?
This is Hollywood. We close deals for breakfast, is his direct quote. Now suddenly all the time in the world to save this thing that is, again, like he said, a very important moneymaker for America. Right? I mean, this is a major export, if we're being honest. You know, now the studios probably get a lot of it, but I mean, you know, they employ a lot of people. Right? And so, yes, the more time that goes on, just the more nonsense this becomes. And, you know, looking bad on both sides. And you start understanding why you have proponents on both sides. Because, you know, I'm all for standing up for fairness and stuff like that. But if you're just being stoned and not, again, I don't know anything about these negotiations.
Make them wait until they're desperate to make a deal, dude. That's what it seems like, you know.
It does seem that way, but it could also be from the point of view as, you know, we've gone to them with several things to throw on the table, and they don't even want to talk about it.
Sure.
Don't know.
Because it's they know they're fake deals.
Right.
They know they're not.
You're right. No, I'm saying
it's bad faith negotiation.
But it kicks the can down the road and just delays the process longer, and I think that's what this Joaquin guy was saying. Sure. Is that, you know, we're fucking around with something that we should have gotten resolved weeks ago, for pennies probably. And the good news is at least they're talking. I don't know. I mean, at least they're talking to each other. That's good. All right. You got any more comments on the strike, Christian?
No. Leto is going to play as Ares.
Yes. This is the third film in the Tron franchise after Tron Legacy with Jeff Bridges, and Jared Leto was set to star in the new film.
He's going to be a program that becomes sentient in our world, dude. That's crazy.
Wow.
It sounds like Westworld.
So, one thing that it seemed the strike may not have affected was...
You don't have that story on there, dude, about the Little Mermaid producers sued over special effects artists onset injury. What happened to the special effects artists, dude? How did they get injured?
What the hell are you talking about?
Don't click on it. That's just a ridiculous story. Oh. But more trouble for Disney, right?
Jesus. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's like Disney's got a target on their back. I wonder why.
Monopoly.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't trying to say it directly, but yeah, that's pretty much probably why. Anyway, as I was saying, before the strike, or after the strike, one of the things that seemed to not be affected, luckily, was like indie projects. Mm-hmm. You know, the Screen Actors Guild and the AFTRA kind of would allow people to work on independent projects that were not majorly backed by a major company. Well, Monday they announced, this is last Monday, not yesterday, but the day before, or the week before, they announced that they're no longer going to be doing that. That now they're protesting all filming of anything, period.
Apparently there's some backlash about their agree to do just some, you know, they're like, that's right. Undermining the strike's impact. We can't just, it's got to be all or nothing.
Right. And you know, I mean, it's a union tactic. It makes sense. You know, you shut everything down. You can't just shut some of it down.
Sure.
So, you know, again, I just pray to God that this whole strike shit is over soon so we can move on and talk about better things like Blue Beetle. It came out last week, Christian. I'm sure you haven't seen it. I have not yet seen it either. No. It opened with $3.3 million in previews. Now, just to give you an idea.
Those Thursday night shows, you mean?
Correct. Just to give you an idea of where that stands, Shazam 2 had 3.4 million in previews, so about 100,000 more than Blue Beetle. And The Flash had $9.7 million in previews. So that kind of will tell you where it stands. It is on the low end.
Well, maybe we'll see what happens. Word of mouth could, if it's a good movie like there's.
Well, and you just said it. People are saying that it is a really good movie. It's a good start. It's exactly where DC needs to kind of jump off from. Hopefully they're right. I really want DC and Peter and James and everybody to right this ship, because time's a wasting, and we're losing precious time by the day, and especially with all this strike bullshit on top of it. So go see Blue Beetle. I will definitely go see it. It opened last weekend, theaters everywhere. Check your local listings to check that out. Christian, did you see what Aaron Taylor Johnson said in this interview?
Oh, this is going to make you mad, dude. He's like joining Batista's club or something.
He's in the Batista club. You're right, bitching about everything.
He just doesn't care, dude. He don't care if you bitch about him either.
I mean, at the end of the day, he's got a point. What do we matter in the life of Aaron Taylor Johnson? Very little.
But if I were him too, I wouldn't care about that Avenger role. That was such a terrible Quicksilver.
That I'll agree with him on. Yeah, that I'll be. If he said just that, I'd be like, okay, okay, yeah, they fucked him, so I don't blame him for not liking that one. But he mentioned
he said
that
it was kick-ass and
Godzilla, and like the movies that got him, Kraven the Hunter, which is going to be his biggest payday of all time, and he shits on him. Just makes no sense. And you're right, it is a fucking Batista move.
And he talks about he won't give a straight answer about being Bond or not either, dude. He's just like, I'm
probably trying to get his fucking price tag up. That's probably what he's doing there.
Craven now. I don't
Craven's what it's all about. 2 years. Blah, blah, blah.
I wouldn't care about it anyway, dude.
A year from now, when it falls on its ass, he'll be like, I didn't really like that either. These fucking actors, dude. I swear, I just don't get them, man. They make this amount of money, dude. Don't shit where you eat. I mean, it's classic fucking
family, dude.
Oh, fuck.
Still,
you. See, again, fuck you.
Yeah.
You don't have to call these films out by name, and say...
Excuses.
From him?
No. Yeah, from him.
Okay.
About being a jerk and everything. And saying, my family, I don't care. There's more important things than my big films.
That's right. Bullshit. Money for your family is what's important.
Oh, here we go.
All right. Yes, Christian, we are very excited because we have a new image. The first image, it's not a very good image, but it's an image.
It looks like a wizard, dude.
I'm going to talk about it. Hang on. It's Peter Dinklage in the Toxic Avenger remake. So excited about this. Christian, did you ever see the original Toxic Avenger?
Yeah, I don't remember much about it. Just
it was a goofy fucking kind of. I wouldn't even call it a horror
films,
movie.
yeah,
trauma. And their fucked upness. I got a trauma thing on my wall, so I can always get inspiration from it. But I am super excited about this remake because the Toxic Avenger was one of those things that wasn't supposed to work. It was supposed to be a fucking total waste of time, shit rag. Wouldn't wipe your boots on it, and it turned into a cult classic. And that just rarely happens. So I'm really excited to see it. But the image, I mean, you can definitely see the Toxey on his face, on his head. He's got like the curled down ears. Clearly he's got a bald head. Can you see it okay, Christian?
Yeah, I'm looking closer.
All right.
Closely looking.
One thing I do know, as Christian mentioned, he does look like a wizard because his mop, I assume it's his mop, is glowing green on one I don't know if I like that. I like the idea of him having the mop. I thought that was fucking hilarious, right? I know the mop had power or whatever, but I mean, it was the idea that at normal times it looked like a mop, right?
Dude, he's going to ride around on it like a broom.
It does. He looks like a fucked up Gandalf.
Spew toxic clouds, dude. Looks like Gandalf.
Oh man,
Gandalf burned by the Balrog or something, dude.
yeah. Is it just me, or does he have like purple veiny parts on his body? Right,
It does look like a little glowing,
glowing, maybe radioactiveness or something like that.
There you go. Toxic, dude. It's toxic.
it's a Toxic Avenger. Yeah, no, it again, just from a first image point of view, the fact that it kind of looks gritty and shitty, I like. I think that's moving in the right direction. So we'll keep our eyes out for more images of Peter and the new Toxic Avenger remake and the news. All right, let's get into Deadpool 3 rumors. Because they're apparently
who's up this week?
I was going to say, apparently they're going back and getting every actor that ever acted in the 20th Century Fox films for Marvel and trying to get them in this movie.
They're going to get the guys from those old ones you used to watch, like that Captain America. With him on the motorcycle.
Yeah. What guy? Reb Brown was his name. He's still around. He does cons and shit. I've seen him do. He's out west though, so I never get a chance to catch him anywhere. But God, that'd be funny. Nobody would get it but me.
Ryan Reynolds would get it, dude. He'd be cracking up.
I hope so, and then maybe he'd cast me, and I'd get rich and famous. If you recall what me and Christian are talking about in Logan, Daphne Keene, who played Laura, also known as X-23 by all us comic fans, is rumored to show up in the Deadpool 3 film. Now, not just Daphne is rumored to show up, but also Julian McMahon's Doctor Doom from the 2000 Fantastic Four film.
The guy that was in Nip Tuck.
Yes, the Nip Tuck guy who played pretty much the closest thing to Doctor Doom live action that we've gotten that's worth a shit.
He's pretty good.
Because that remake was fucking terrible, if we all remember that.
Yeah, he was slick, though.
He was slick. And again, and I think we've talked about this probably several times. Doctor Doom is probably my favorite MCU villain because of his complexity. He is not just some, killer robot like Ultron or some mad god like Thanos. He is the leader of a sovereign nation who thinks what he's doing is protecting his people. Which is why he teams up with a lot of heroes a lot. Because, again, he's not even really considered a villain, even though he's the best villain in the MCU, in the Marvel Comics world. I mean, he's one of the most powerful villains for sure. So, again, I'm always happy to see Doctor Doom on screen. Hugh Jackman has come forward and says that his Wolverine in Deadpool 3 will be, quote, even angrier than his other version, Christian. What do you think about that?
Yeah, somebody apparently asked him, like, is he going to be a nicer or a grumpier, angrier Wolverine?
Has he found peace? Has Wolverine found peace yet?
It's meditation, dude. It's that Logan that's, hung up his claws, ripped out his own claws.
Oh, man. We'll have to wait and see. Deadpool 3 is coming our way, hopefully.
It's a whole year away or something, dude. Like
I know it was like a year from yesterday, I think, or some crazy shit. But I mean, hopefully we get to see it eventually. If we ever get through this strike.
If we make it, we don't die.
All right, let's get over into wrestling news, Christian. Now, did you watch SmackDown last night? Did you watch the Edge's and Sheamus's match? I did not either.
Apparently, they never had a match before. That was cool.
I did not know that. That was I heard that too and didn't know that prior. So that is cool. So here's what's happening for wrestling fans. WWE Edge, Adam Copeland. His current contract with the WWE, he had one more scheduled match, and that was the match that took place on SmackDown Friday night. Now, the internet was abuzz all last week with these rumors that this was going to be Edge's retirement. We know that it's been going that way, even with the miracle they performed on his broken fucking neck. He knew he didn't have, dozens of years left in the wrestling business. He had a few that he could go in, wrap up his career with some dignity, accept his praise as a Hall of Famer.
Go out on his own terms.
Exactly. Thank you. Go out on his own terms. And again, all last week. So I think it's a work. That's what I think he's still got a couple years, frankly. Because
apparently
here's the thing.
He gave a little message saying, like, thanks to everybody, but it didn't sound like a retirement speech. I think he also mentioned, like, he didn't know what was in the future exactly.
So you saying that, right? Because I didn't see it, so I don't know. But you saying that mixed with the videos that WWE was putting out last week, like they debuted his authentic Edge version of the Intercontinental Championship and let him see it and hold it and pick it up. Ooh, it's a work. They're working it. He's going to come back at WrestleMania 40. I guarantee it against somebody. Now, let's say Edge leaves the WWE. There's one place he could go where a best friend of his works.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Christian was.
What do you think about Edge and Christian versus FTR, Christian?
That'd be cool.
Nuts, right? Crazy to think about.
Yeah.
We
We're
wish
back against dude, they could be against the Hardys again.
Wow. That's something. And then you could even get the Dudleys in there if you really wanted to, because they're
Tom can pay for it, right?
Yeah, Impact, right? Yeah. So interesting. A lot of possibilities. Look, here's the deal. Edge is an icon, Hall of Famer. He was very influential to me and Christian as we were coming up watching wrestling. All the stuff he did really with Christian more. Not you, but Christian the wrestler. yeah, the Brood and all that shit. So we wish Edge all the best, and we're going to watch him wherever he ends up. And I mean, he's got an unbelievable persona, where he could go do anything. He could be a commentator. He could be an actor. He could be whatever he wants to be. So it's not like, I don't know, the great Khali, going out there in the world after he retires. I'd kind of worry about what he's going to do, but not Edge. Edge is
There's a big difference between this is the last match on my current contract and this is my last match.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think the smart wrestler will realize that, it's probably a work. All right.
I did see this.
Did you see this? Did you watch this live? Okay.
No. I've been at camp. I don't have
Do we
really
know who
Leatherface
is?
No.
I never found out who Leatherface was because that was a great kick.
It up either. Yeah, it was a good kick.
It was a really good kick. Yeah. Leatherface showed up on AEW Dynamite.
Overalls too, dude. Those overalls are really fun.
Who the fuck is that?
That's like Sanjay. It's not Sanjay, but like San Singh or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
He's their big giant. AEW's big giant.
So I guess there was to promote the video game.
Apparently, they got paid $100,000, maybe more than that, according to Dave Meltzer or whatever.
Yeah, Leatherface
for this tie-in promotional thing.
Which I'd seen the advertisements for it, right? I'd seen the stuff for it throughout the week,
arena and
leading up to it. Yeah, like TV. Ads on Facebook and all that shit. But it was Jeff Hardy. No, it was Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy versus Jeff Jarrett for Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match. I guess that's a death match with Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the front of it. But they had a Leatherface come out and waving a chainsaw. I would hope.
Dude.
I would hope there's no chain on the saw. But
and then apparently there was a title belt too. That was
maybe it was John Moxley and he did kick him, and that's why the kick was so good. And he did have a chain on the saw, and he really did have a real chainsaw. Who knows? What were you saying?
They also have like a Texas Chainsaw belt that was like a title belt with Leatherface on it.
Oh, sweet! Look at this kick. He's good. That's clear.
They need to sign Leatherface, dude.
Clearly a sign Leatherface.
Give him a contract.
Coming over the top of the chainsaw. All right. Anyway, that was pretty cool. But not so good news for Tammy Sitch, a.k.a. Sunny, as she faces up to 25 years in prison for a fatal DUI case. And
don't drink and drive, folks.
I don't know. Tammy Sitch.
Yeah, you do know. Don't do that.
Yeah, I kind of assume that, but maybe that's just me. All right, here's your CM Punk drama for the week.
More CM Stunk.
CM Punk. Did you say CM Stunk?
CM Skunk, maybe that's a better one, dude. The CM Skunk.
CM Punk cannot seem to stay out of people's faces as he got into it last week with Ryan Namath. Now, if you don't know who Ryan Namath is, that's fine. Nobody does because he's not a big star. But he is Dolph Ziggler's brother. Just for those who may not know, to give you some reference. I didn't know.
I had to ask.
So
I did not know.
It's hard to say if that, like, I don't know if they worked with each other, Dolph and CM Punk in WWE. I don't remember. So I'm not saying that's why they got into it. I think they got into it because Ryan Namath had put out a tweet at some point that said something about CM Punk being soft.
Social media drama, dude. It became real, and he got in his face and said, don't you post that bad word about me.
The thing about CM Punk is I don't know what he wants his end game to be here. Like I don't know what I think he's trying to get them to buy his contract out. I really do. Because I don't think he wants to be there. I don't think he wants to be in wrestling. I don't think he enjoys it. I think he enjoys coming out in Chicago every 10 years and getting that amazing pop. But I mean, if you even watch his matches, it's just not like it was. It's not like, and I know he's got a lot of health problems and he's dealing with a lot of injuries over the past few years, but you cannot deny that when he fucking does that go to sleep, it is not like it used to be. That move used to he did that like butter. Now, I mean, he barely gets him up on his fucking shoulders.
I haven't seen it in a while.
Watching. I'm telling you, you can tell. And you're just like, man, he's just not there, man, you know? And I'm not saying he's a bad worker, and I'm not saying he's not a hard worker. I'm just saying it's a difference from the CM Punk I see nowadays versus the CM Punk I saw on his way out in the WWE with the pipe bomb and all that shit. That's what I'm saying.
Well, wouldn't you say they would be similar, though? Because that was when he also wanted out at WWE.
Maybe. I mean, yes, I would certainly say it was similar for sure. But even at that point, his matches are what I'm saying. Like his matches in WWE were flawless, right? And his impact was good, and his motions were good, and the way that he, took bumps was good. He yelled at somebody because he got chopped. I mean, come on, man. If you're not willing to get chopped, then you don't like wrestling anymore. Because I'm telling you, I go to those indie shows, and that's all they do is chop each other. It's hilarious to see who can take whose chop, right? And again,
I don't know. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah. He after Collision went off the air, when he was doing that promo on Page. I don't know whoever he was facing that night. He said he was pissed off that they chopped him, and he said not to.
Great.
Come on, bro. Give me a fucking break. It's wrestling.
Going into business for yourself, dude. I said no chops.
That's it. Yeah. I mean, so the CM Punk drama continues. More drama. Sadly, for AEW's Cash Wheeler, one half of FTR, as he was picked up for aggravated assault with a firearm.
Yeah, like road rage.
This happened in Orlando, Florida last week, and he appeared in circuit court to, face his charges. And
he's cooperating.
He's cooperating. I mean, I don't know what happened, but
he's on the lam, dude. He's hiding. He's in hiding.
He's pleaded not guilty to the charge, and it is considered a third-degree felony in the state of Florida. If found guilty, what does he face?
He's got to turn over all his firearms.
Yeah.
One thing.
But anyway, he's being cooperative and nice, and so there's no reason to think there's going to be any problems. Brock Lesnar is slowly kind of fading out of WWE, and they're keeping it closely guarded where and when he will appear. The rumors now are that we probably won't see him again until Royal Rumble WrestleMania 40 time. This kind of Christian was, I bring this up, Christian, because this goes to what you were saying about him being the heavy draw for WWE and that they should use him more. So I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Well, I don't know. I was going to say I think it's good that they used him. They don't want to give it all away. It's good to, like Chris Tucker,
Sure.
just appear every now and then, so he stays pretty hot.
Sure. And I mean,
of
Lesnar just got out of a great program with Cody Rhodes for SummerSlam, and it took Raw for several months to help their ratings. But
I mean, unless they had somebody that could face Lesnar in a weekly competition, but there's just not enough people out there. Like Gunther might be a good program, but Lesnar makes everybody else look weak.
Right. We'll keep you updated on what Brock's doing and what he plans to do while he's out. Speaking of out, Lacey Evans apparently has parted ways with the WWE.
Can you blame her?
No, I can't one bit. And neither can Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer, as he chimes in that when she was called up from NXT, and she's beautiful and talented and great on the mic. I don't know what the fuck happened. She got this huge, massive push. I remember it. They had her against Charlotte. Remember?
It was the Southern Belle, dude.
Yeah, that whole bullshit with Rick and all that shit. And then
they even gave her good entrance music.
Yeah, and then it's like nothing. So she is no longer with the WWE. She is,
which they said might have been due to Vince getting out, because Vince was behind her push.
Vince was a fan, yeah, and he was part of the push, which she could have been an unfortunate victim, but I don't blame her for walking.
Yeah. Also the storyline they did give her and everything is just kind of pitiful.
Yeah, the whole fucking army thing, and then you got Slaughter in your fucking ear too. In addition to that, giving you shit about it, and you're like, I didn't do this,
Hooking up with Ric Flair or something. Wasn't that one of her
storylines? That was the last big kind of before the army thing that she's doing now.
Yeah, but that's just terrible.
Which is terrible too, right? So they're both
terrible angle.
You're coming off two terrible angles, right? And then you're you're coming off one terrible angle going into another one. I don't fucking blame her. She is now going by the name, God damn it, Macy Australia. I guess I don't know if that's a real name or not, but we wish her all the best. And yeah, she does deserve better booking. Good for her. She shouldn't sit there and get pissed on.
Yeah, go find something else to do.
Ahsoka is getting ready to drop. Christian comes out
Tuesday
tonight, right?
Tuesday at 6.
Yeah, it comes out tonight. So it actually was originally supposed to be released on Wednesdays and has now been pushed back to being released every Tuesday night. So
I guess it would be coming out at midnight on Wednesday.
I assume.
That was when it used to come out, but now it's going to come out at 6 on Tuesday. It's an interesting strategy.
Right. I don't know. They're probably thinking they're going to be competing against something, but I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what the lineup is for streaming and how that works, but I know that's what shows used to do. They would adjust the dates they aired based off what was showing on television. So I don't know. But anyway, the initial reactions from Ahsoka praise it as being epic, highlight the music, say it's just an incredible series and a step up for the Star Wars franchise. Makes me happy. As you mentioned, Christian, it does make me want to go back and watch the animated stuff to kind of catch up on Ahsoka's character and kind of her and
who these other two characters. Sabine Wren and
Hera. And exactly get more of a background on the secondary characters from the Ahsoka storyline.
Because it is almost, some people said it was almost like Rebels live action or something.
Yeah, I heard that too. In other Star Wars news, Obi-Wan Kenobi director Deborah Chow revealed. Deborah Chow was the chick from the films that ended up directing a couple of the episodes. She has revealed Ewan McGregor pitched several ideas for potential second season story plots for the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. So as much as we think it's over, it's like, and I don't even know if...
It's funny to think of him coming up with ideas for it. Like, you know what else we could do?
Yeah.
If I was a Jedi, I could go to space and I could fight this thing. We have to get this object that will save the Force and save Leia. And then we have a lightsaber fight. Oh, it's going to be awesome. We got to do season 2. I promise you.
Sadly, you're probably not far off.
But that's cool. He's thinking about it like that.
It is cool. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that he didn't just shut it off, right when the season ended, that he actually had some enthusiasm for the character, as he should. It's probably his most popular
unlike
fucking
the Batista
role.
Club, dude.
Yeah, unlike Batista and fucking Aaron Taylor Johnson over here bitching. The bitch club of the month. Zack Snyder has told us that the Rebel Moon trailer is most likely going to release during today's Gamescom event over in Cologne, Germany. So that'll be cool. I've been wanting to see the trailer for this. I still have no idea what it's about. So hopefully that answers some of the questions anyway.
The article kind of mentioned some stuff. It talked about that Sofia Boutella having to make people to fight some people.
Yeah. But I mean, again, very little. Not enough to go, oh, okay, that's what it's about. The synopsis I saw was very broad. So again, we'll drop that trailer on our Facebook and let you guys know as soon as we see it and make sure. I'm sorry if I'm moving fast, but it's because we're kind of running a little bit late. Godzilla is coming back in the form of a series. Did you know this, Christian?
Got to sign up for Apple Plus. Got to sign up for Apple Plus.
Yeah,
again.
Now I got another fucking subscription I got to buy. Apple TV Plus is going to unveil a new series in the Godzilla verse, or what is it called? The Wanaverse, whatever the fuck. No, that's the
called Monarch Legacy of Monsters, because the group is called the Monarch Group or whatever.
That's right. This is a 10-episode series from Legendary Entertainment, spinning off the Monsterverse, as Christian mentioned. And supposedly it will take place after the events of Godzilla vs. Kong and before Godzilla vs. Kong, the New Empire, opens next year. The show will feature
Kurt Russell, dude.
And Wyatt Russell. Boy, that's interesting. Because
apparently it's a 3-generation story arc or something.
Oh, okay, so they could have his son in it or something. I don't know. Or his portrayed son, I guess. But
or Kurt Russell's dad. Might be played by somebody else that's not really related to him.
Possibly. Either way, it looks very good, and I'm very excited to see it. Here we go.
Yeah, any more Godzilla Monsterverse
Here's
stuff
your synopsis. Cool. Following the thunderous battle between Godzilla and the Titans that leveled San Francisco and the shocking revelation that monsters are real, Monarch Legacy of Monsters tracks two siblings following in their father's footsteps to uncover their family's connection to the secretive organization known as Monarch. Clues lead them off into the world of monsters and ultimately down the rabbit hole to Army Officer Lee Shaw, played by Kurt Russell, and Wyatt Russell. So they're playing the same guy.
Gotcha, yeah.
Different eras. Taking place in the 1950s and half a century later, where Monarch is threatened by what Shaw knows, the dramatic saga spanning 3 generations reveals buried secrets and the ways that epic earth-shattering events can reverberate through our lives. Damn. That's deep.
Like butterfly effect, dude.
That's it is butterfly shit. I'll have to get Apple TV to watch that because I love Godzilla and anything related to Godzilla, as we know. Very happy to see that the Blue Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, the original David Yost actor, is returning for the 30th season, goddamn, of Power Rangers Cosmic Fury.
To face off against his rival, Lord Zed.
That's right. Now, I don't know if the original actor who played Lord Zed is returning as Lord Zed. I just know that Lord Zed is returning. Yeah. And David Yost is returning as Billy Cranston. So I didn't want to go find that actor's name and be like, and blah, blah, blah is returning as Lord Zed, because I don't know
For
if he
a second,
is.
I thought Lord Zed was Zordon, and I was like, why is he fighting Zordon?
Nope.
Zordon turned on the Rangers, dude. He's possessed. Get the Exorcist.
Lord Zordon. We have a...
Lord Satan. Rangers, you will all die.
I love how it went fucking religious. Satan.
Well, that's what happens when you're possessed, dude. Zordon got possessed by the devil. We got to get the Pope's exorcist out here.
The Pope's Power Rangers.
Russell Crowe talked to him.
Come on, mate. Let's relax. I don't know.
The you got to say a prayer, dude.
Oh, shit. All right. We're going to cut through a couple of these stories for time. Let's get into our events.
Another thing about Texas Chainsaw, there's a board game that came out.
Oh, really? Okay,
okay.
The game soundtrack was released on a record.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did you see my feeling? Yeah, it was lime green. It looks interesting. I might get it. Let's get over to our events while we have the time to do it.
Sure. Event us up.
Wanted to announce this really cool. RuPaul's Drag Race is coming to the Charleston Municipal Auditorium for an event, Night of the Living Drag. This is October 8th, 2023. Tickets are on sale now at all Ticketmaster locations. You can get details when you hit up our Facebook page.
I like that formula it has on it, dude. E = RU squared. What does that mean?
It means that, I don't know.
I
assume the R stands for Ru. It's like Ru, right? Ru squared.
Well, then what's the U stand for?
It's Ru squared.
No, dude, I think it's RU squared.
Oh, but what's the E?
I don't know. That's what I need to figure out. That's what the E could be.
We'll investigate. I have not mentioned this enough, and I'm sorry I haven't. Subasicon. I got to remember to mention that more. Coming up at Charleston's Coliseum and Convention Center, October 6th to the 8th. Tickets on sale now. You can go to subasicon.org. TSUBASACON.org. No, I do not request press passes for this event.
You should. I'd go to it if you got us press passes.
I'm sure you would, motherfucker.
I used to go to the one in Huntington. I've never been to it in Charleston.
I know nothing about anime. Nothing. I went to the one here in Huntington, and I was going. I mean, I'm sure this is all fascinatingly cool to you all, but I have no idea what's going on right now. However, I love the guy who founded and runs Subasicon, and I will promote it every day. And they do have some cool video game, board game shit. I will give you that.
And they got vendors and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Con.
I'm not dissing Subasicon. Don't make me out to be a prick.
You're just saying I don't like anime. I know. I'm just saying they got more than just anime.
They do, and I'm very excited about it, and you should check it out. Again, subasicon.org is the website. The Pikeville Comic and Toy Convention is coming up this Saturday, Christian. You going to stop by there on your way back home from New York? Oh, I guess you'd have to keep going, wouldn't you? Okay.
Out of the way.
It's at Appalachian Wireless Arena in Pikeville, Kentucky, and we can expect guests including, if it loads, Noah Hathaway from The Neverending Story, Tyler Main, Jimmy Hart, Bobby Blaze, Craig Boldman, who wrote Archie, Jughead, and Superman comics. Let's see who else we got. Jeremy Clark, who wrote The Last Ronin. That's cool. Chris Nye in the house. I know him from The Wraith, right? Yeah, Wraith.
Wraith? Who's the Wraith?
Wraith is like kind of like Vigilante in DC.
He just kills people.
Kind of.
Fights people.
I mean, he's more like Spectre. He's a little bit like Spectre, I would say.
That sounds more like it. I mean, Wrath and Spectres are pretty close. Oh, hey, I watched the Bash at the Beach.
Dark Side of the Ring episode.
Dark Side. And then I listened to some of Jim Cornette's take on it, dude.
It was so funny.
Yeah, it was. He's talking bad about
I know
Bischoff
Jim
and
Cornette
everybody.
was loving that episode and how fucked up it was and how stupid it made both of the Bischoff and Russo look. It made them both look stupid. I mean, I don't think you had a victor in that, except maybe Hulk Hogan.
Or Jeff Jarrett.
There you go. He came off sounding pretty intelligent. And that's one of Russo's friends. Bischoff will be at the Pikeville Toy and Comic Convention. Again, lots of great kids, great prices. They're coming up this Saturday, August 26th. Go check it out if you're in the area. ACW is coming to the Barboursville City Park Amphitheater on September 9th for Finish What You Started, and WWE's Val Venus is going to be in the house, Christian.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Awesome. They got a meet and greet at 6:30. Showtime is 7 to 9 p.m. Details found at the ACW Facebook page, or you can find the flyer on our Facebook page. And finally...
when was that?
September 9th.
Oh, okay. Might have to check
Saturday.
that one out.
Yeah. And finally,
where's
in
this one at?
Charleston,
Yeah.
this is at Slack Plaza in Charleston, West
Charleston.
Virginia. This is
Gotcha.
called Slam Plaza. This is going to be a free wrestling event that's going to feature stars from ACW, ASW, Conquest Wrestling, and Power Slam Pro. So just a massive card.
A lot of people, yeah.
And it'll just be a lot of fun. Again, they're going to turn it into Slam Plaza instead of Slack Plaza. Right.
Slamapalooza, dude.
Slamapalooza. So, and that are my events for the week. And that is my news. Christian, you got anything else?
No, I think I covered everything I wanted to tell you about that Dark Side of the Ring for sure.
For sure. Oh, God. It was an okay season. Not the best, but it was okay.
Yeah, it's always informative, like I said.
Don't forget to follow us. Go to podomatic.com, podomatic.com/GeekZip podcast. You can review the stories that we review by following us on Facebook. Also, please do so on Twitter, Instagram. Follow our YouTube feed as well. That's youtube.com/GeekZip podcast. We would love you to become a Patreon member. Get that exclusive content. Patreon.com/GeekZip podcast. Christian, safe travels when you come home.
We appreciate our fans and everything.
We absolutely do. And
I don't want to say I love you anymore because that's grooming, dude. We don't love our fans.
Okay. Anyway,
don't worry about it.
For Christian, this is Ryan Zip. Have a great week.